America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. We got a great show for you guys tonight. We got one big topic we're going to talk about today, and that is black crime. We want to get into this topic. This is a sensitive subject to some, but it's something that we need to talk about because it is a rising problem within the fabric of America. Right now, people feel unsafe. They feel unsafe in their neighborhoods. They feel unsafe in their homes. They feel unsafe in their schools and in their workplaces. Black crime is everywhere right now, and it's becoming a massive issue all around the globe, and we're going to talk about it throughout the whole world, and specifically the United States, how it's impacting us, our everyday lives, and the problems that are currently facing our society. And it's not just the black crime itself. It also is the woke, liberal, douchebag judges who want to let these black criminals, these super predators, free after they have committed countless crimes and not hold them accountable at all. We even have mayors right now saying that it's racist to put them in jail. It's racist to put criminals in jail? No, it's not. It's just that most of the criminals end up being black. That's what you meant to say. You're a fucking idiot. The mayor of Chicago, I hope you know that. We're going to get into all this today. It's going to be a great episode. Hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. I want to remind everyone to smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. We'll read all the comments at the end of the show today. I want to remind everyone to rate the show 5 stars on Spotify as well and give us a follow there. It would be greatly appreciated. And join our Telegram channel too by scanning that code up in the corner, up there, if you want to stay updated on all things America Unfiltered and America First. With that, I do want to get right into the show today. Black America is facing some serious issues. In the pre-civil rights, so in about the 1950s, 1960s, even if you go a little before that, Black America was starting to succeed more and more. And not only that, they were representing themselves in a positive way within the community. They weren't committing heinous crimes, or at least very few of them were. You would see them dressed in suits. They would be acting appropriately. They would not be causing massive issues around society. But in a post-civil rights world, you'd think that, after we integrated, everything would be fixed. All the problems that were there would then become better. It seems like Black America has only gotten worse since that. Before civil rights, Black Americans had a fatherhood rate of fathers within the homes of about 78%. And then post-civil rights today, we have a rate of about 26% of black families have a father in the home. This is absolutely insane. This is terrible. And one of the biggest liberal arguments is, oh yeah, the crack epidemic, it brought a lot of black Americans down. It's like they had to be smoking or selling crack to get arrested. And I'm not going to say that there wasn't any nefarious behavior by intelligence agencies to bring crack into those black neighborhoods. We all know about the corruption within the CIA, the FBI, and these intelligence agencies who were working against Americans. But that is not an excuse to say that black Americans are allowed to just have these problems, that we're allowed to have a failing society within America. That's not a good excuse to say why black Americans are failing and why there is a lack of fathers within the home, which is a direct correlation to the problems we're facing right now. When you don't have fathers in the home, when you don't have a dad to lay down the law, and all you have is over-feminization in the home from a mother and a black mother and black women. Again, we don't have to get into all the stereotypes, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not going to be a correct home environment to raise young men in, disciplined young men who will put actual positive things into society, not destruction and chaos. And it's not to say they all do, but there is a rising percentage of the black population right now within America who is tearing America down. They are killing each other. They are pretty much self-eliminating their own race. They are doing this through 2 different avenues. The 2 different avenues right now are abortion. 40% of all abortions are black people, even though they are only 13% of the population. And then they are also doing this through blatant murder. Black people, as we said, are 13% of the population, but commit over 50% of all the murders. And yes, they do kill white people, but for the most part, they are just killing other black people. So black people, through abortion and murder, are just self-eliminating their own race right now. It's one of the big reasons you don't see that 13% number grow much over time, even though they tend to outbirth white people. White people are not having enough children. That needs to change as well. That's a whole different topic for another day. Today, we're going to stick to the black crime statistics and the problems with black America within the United States. We have youth theft arrests going up as well. They used to be in the lower 50%, and now it's 67% of all youth theft arrests are black people. Why is this? I think a huge reason is because of the lack of fathers within the home. A huge reason is the culture problems as well. I mean, there are massive culture problems within black America. Even Kanye West speaks about this. Kanye West is somewhat of a genius. Kanye West speaks about the problems within black America. So does Candace Owens. So do a lot of other black people. And it needs to improve. And if it doesn't improve, it really doesn't help the case of the racism that they want to call us racist, basically. I guess when people call out black crime stats like me, they're like, oh, you're a racist, you must hate that. It's like, no, I don't hate anybody. I don't have an ounce of hate in my heart. What I do have is I have fear of going into certain neighborhoods. I have fear of going into certain stores at certain times during the day. I have fears of sitting in front of a black person on a train. I have fears of asking a black person to move out of a tent, out of a track meet, because you might get stabbed in the heart like Austin Metcalf did and die in your twin brother's arms. I have fear of sitting on a train because you might just get gasoline poured on you and told, burn, bitch, burn, the way that woman did in Chicago after a black man who had been arrested over 72 times decided to light her on fire. There are a lot of big problems within America, and this seems to be a rising issue right now and a hot topic issue that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but we're not going to shy away from it here. We are going to speak about the problems that are facing our communities because we want them to be fixed. If black people want to integrate into society, they need to assimilate as well. They cannot continue this rampant gang violence, whatever you want to call it, that is destroying the black community and destroying our greatest cities. Our greatest cities right now are not greatest cities. They are actually shitholes. You go to places like New York City, you don't want to look them in the eye when they're on the side of the road acting all fucking crazy. And again, we're not talking about all of them, but we are talking about the percentage of them who do act violently. And it's not just they act a little violent here and there. They are violent almost always. They are looking for trouble. They are looking for someone to fight. They are inherently angry. And we need to solve this problem, figure out what's causing this problem. And like I said, I think a big part of it is the lack of fathers within the home. When I was growing up, I feared my father. I feared my father the same way my father feared God. If I fucked up, my dad was going to beat the shit out of me. And not in an abusive way, but in a disciplinary role, the way he should have and the way he did. And that does not exist in a lot of these black homes because you do not have fathers around to discipline them. All you have is black mothers who, to be honest, don't seem to be great role models in the first place. We're going to dive into all this today. Hope you guys are having a great day so far, but this has been a crazy, crazy day from some of the news I have been seeing online today regarding black crime. I do want to bring you guys over to our big screen because I do want to bring you into our first topic with it, our first example. A 15-year-old girl was raped on a trail by Ochan Ahmad Achagi in Rochester, Minnesota. Rochester has been one of many Minnesota suburbs to benefit from immigration and diversity. Does it look like they're really benefiting, or does it look like the community is getting less safe? The usual suspect right here. And again, I don't say that to write off every black American. I have many people in my life that I'm close with that are black who are not dangerous. I wouldn't associate myself with the dangerous ones. But you could tell by the way he looks that there is a chance that this individual might act dangerous. I mean, look at the hair, look at the eyes, look at the demeanor on his face. And then again, people don't want to address the racial issue, but it seems like it eventually needs to be addressed, that there is a huge problem going around in black culture and black society that is not only promoting violence, promoting gang violence, promoting mischievous activities, but it's not denouncing it at all either. Even if they're not promoting it, they're not saying it's bad. They are actually encouraging it. When you have the mayor of Chicago saying that it is racist to put these people in jail, you're encouraging more of them to go commit crimes because they feel like they can get away with it. I mean, what do people call Chicago now? If you're a Gen Z youth, you most likely call it Chirac because it is literally a fucking war zone. You are driving up the street, you're in a decent car, maybe you have a decent watch on, and someone comes and pulls up right in front of you, cuts you off, stops their car, and they put an AR-15 right in your face, and someone hops out the passenger seat and steals your car. That's what happens in cities like Chicago, cities like New York, cities like Los Angeles. That is what is happening in what was our once greatest cities in America. Pure crime and destruction, theft, robbery, burglary. This is what is facing Americans right now. And the majority of the crimes are coming from a small percentage of the population. And people are like, oh, you guys really overblow it. It's like there are many other populations in America that are about that percentage, that are about, 10 to 15% of the population. The Asian community is one that comes to mind. Are they committing these same crimes? No, they're not. Are they even coming close to committing similar crimes or crimes of this nature or crimes to this magnitude when it comes to the pure numbers of how many crimes there are? No, they are not at all. Why? One, because they value education. Two, because they usually have two parents within the home. And three, because there is discipline being passed around within these families. There is massive problems going on where a lot of black people in America seem to have no decorum, no shame. They do not care how they act. And again, we're not generalizing all of them. I feel like I have to keep saying that so people don't clip me up out of context. But we have to be able to acknowledge the problems that do exist and the problems that are making Americans scared, everyday Americans. I mean, if you have a female in your family who regularly takes public transportation, you should be worried. And I don't say that to be an asshole. I say that so you can warn them, because I brought this point up yesterday. If that girl who was sitting on the train who got burned was even just a little bit racist, or maybe not even racist, that might not be the right word. If she had the base level of pattern recognition to understand that black individuals are way more likely to commit crimes and way more likely to commit murders, assaults, all these things, maybe that woman's life would have been saved. And I'm not trying to victim blame at all. I want to pray for that woman. I hope she is able to make a full recovery, the woman who got burned, and we pray for the soul of Irina, who died alone on the train after getting her throat slit by a super predator, as 5 more of them sat behind her and did nothing to stop it. Didn't even say a word about it. We need to have accountability. We need to have these people locked up. We need to have them put in jail for life, 3 strike laws. We cannot have any American running around causing crime, causing chaos, causing death and destruction the way the black community currently is in America. This person literally raped a woman on a park trail in Minnesota. And what do you think's going to happen? I pray that this person gets put in jail for life. But what are the chances that this person doesn't? What are the chances that this person, this individual, the super predator, is allowed back on the streets within the next few years? Or even less, if they're even put in jail? I think the chances are actually pretty high the way the current country is trending. The way it looks in this country, if you're a black American, you have black privilege. And what that means is you can commit crimes like murder, stealing, all these things, and rarely will you ever see jail time for it, because woke liberal douchebag judges want you to be free. They want more crime, they want more chaos, and they want to give second chances. And then even after the second chances take place, they want to give 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and beyond chances. The man who slit Irina's throat on the train had been arrested 14 times. The man who burned that woman on the train had been arrested over 72 times. The man who punched the woman in Chicago, knocked her out in the middle of the street, had been arrested over 48 times. Carmelo Anthony, that was his first arrest, and if they ever let him out, I'm sure it will not be his first. The young individual, the young super predator who stabbed Austin Metcalf right in the heart, and he died in his brother's arms. And all that he did was say, hey, you're in the wrong tent. While they were at a high school track meet, this individual brought a knife to the track meet, and they stabbed Austin Metcalf right in the heart. It is scary what is going on. And people who are afraid to call this out, you're cowards and pussies. I understand some white people being like, oh, I don't want to touch the subject. I don't want to lose my career. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to piss off my family, etc. I kind of understand that. But if you're a black individual and you're refusing to call this out, and not only refusing to call it out, but you are supporting it, you are a huge part of the problem and need to be ostracized and rooted out of society. I do TikTok debates almost daily, and during those TikTok debates, especially during the Carmelo Anthony days, there were panels on panels on panels of people debating, was Carmelo Anthony guilty or was he acting in self-defense? And I would constantly bring the argument up on camera in these debates, and I would say, so does that mean if I ask a black person to move and they don't move, that I can just stab them in the chest? And they were all like, you're a racist, you're a racist, you're a racist. I'm like, no, I would never do that. But my point is, that's all that happened, is this young white child asked a black child, a black super predator, hey, you're in the wrong tent, can you please move? And he got stabbed in the chest for it. No other altercation ensued, no other fight, nothing else of the sorts. But this person ended up dying in his twin brother's arms. And we still had hundreds of thousands of black Americans defending this person, sending money to their GoFundMe. The lawyer who was representing Carmelo Anthony even kicked out Austin Metcalf's father from the press conference and tried to have him trespassed. This is absolutely vile, disgusting, and horrible that this is happening in our country, and it's acceptable in our country. We can't accept our country being taken over by thugs and criminals. Literally, these kids grow up listening to people talking about rape, robbing, and looting people on songs. They talk about murder, they talk about extortion, they talk about all sorts of crimes, glorifying them. And black Americans follow suit. And again, we are not saying it's all of them, but what we are saying is that there is a growing population within the black community, within the 13%, who refuses to do better, and they are bringing the entire culture down as a whole. It's not crazy to say that if a black person ran into 20 white people and 18 out of the 20 white people were really awful to them, that they would be a little sour to the white people, the other two they met. What happens when you're a white American and almost every interaction you have with black people ends up being negative? Are you going to still have a positive, a positive mindset about the black community? Like if every time you see a black person, it's them screaming on speakerphone within a store, or yelling at you outside a gas station, or cutting up the side of the road, or they are doing some form of criminal activity that you see on television or see within person, or they maybe assault you. Are you still going to look at them the same way? Are you racist for looking at them any differently? I don't think you would be. I think that's just pattern recognition. And a lot of people want to say, oh, they're racist, they're racist. It's like, you guys have to understand, it's not racism if I don't hate anybody. It's not racism if I'm not treating you any differently. It's not racism if I'm avoiding you. It is pattern recognition, because I value my life. I value the life of my family, and I am not going to die today. I refuse to submit to natural selection and just put myself in these scenarios where I'm more likely to be killed. That is something that I will completely avoid at all costs. And it is problems that is plaguing our nation, and problems that people like Charlie Kirk spoke about. And a lot of people who would say Charlie Kirk was a racist. I think he was one of the least racist people. If anything, he was a moderate. A lot of people are like, he's far right. No, Charlie Kirk was a fucking moderate, if anything. And it's very sad what happened to him. It's very sad that we still don't have the full answers on that. That's, again, another topic for another day. But right now in America, we have a rogue group of criminals who are roaming the streets, roaming our biggest cities, and making it pretty much hell to live in. You can't walk around with certain jewelry or watches. You can't walk around in nice shoes. You can't walk around in certain neighborhoods. And I'm sick and fucking tired of it. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to keep going on here, because we saw the one super predator who raped this young woman in a suburbs in Minnesota. And then here's another video I'm going to show you. This is the man who murdered Irina. And I shouldn't call him a man. I should call him a super predator, because that's what he is. He slit a woman's throat just for being white on a train and said, I got the white girl. I got the white girl is what he said. As none of the people sitting behind him, who were all the same demographic as him, none of them did anything. They all just sat there, minded their own business. And we are going to watch this quick clip of him being sentenced, something I'm very happy about.
Life without parole as to count 4.
Yeah, cry, bitch.
For the
Cry.
offense of attempted murder.
Good.
Violation of Revised Code Section 29.
I hope every day in jail for you is hell.
8.02A, felony first degree. Court offender serve a term of 11 years in the Ohio Department of Corrections. as to specification 4 to count 1, or defendant serve a term of 3 years in the Ohio Department of Corrections, mandatory and consecutive underlying offenses. All those counts are running consecutive to each other. Colger credit for time served.
Good. Sentenced to life without parole. But you want to know what I want to say? That's not enough. This person should suffer the death penalty. My tax dollars should not fund this person sitting for the rest of their lives with multiple meals a day, prison guards watching them, and all the other amenities they get in prison. I'm not trying to glorify what a prison sentence is. It's obviously not a positive thing. It's obviously not a great time in there. And I'm sure this person is going to have their ass waxed by some big guy named Bubba. And we can all be happy about that. But this person deserves a death sentence. And there's some people who would disagree with me on this. There's some people who would be like, oh, the death sentence is something we shouldn't have. I do think we should have it. And I know some people don't like to agree with that because of their religious views. And I have religious views as well. But I interpret it in a way that shows that the death sentence is okay if it is truly just. If this person was arrested 14 times, seemed to not be able to be rehabilitated, and then slit a white girl's throat on a train and said, I got the white girl. Do you think when they got out, they would do the same thing again? Because I think so. Do you think that they should be around other people in jail? Do you think that they might kill somebody in jail? Do you think that they might commit further crimes in prison? Because I'm pretty sure they will. And beyond that, even if that wasn't the case, even if this person was just going to live peacefully in the cell for the rest of their lives, my tax dollars should not be funding that. This person should be put down like the dog they are. This person is a rabid animal who does not deserve to live. They deserve to be put down with the death sentence from the government because they literally had a racially targeted attack where they killed a white woman. And even if the roles were reversed, if it was a white person, like imagine if the roles were reversed, actually. I was going to say, even if the roles were reversed, we should still treat it the same. We should. But imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if a young white man walked up to a black woman, slit her throat, and said, I got the black girl. Do you think there would be more public out? Do you think they'd be burning down streets and cities? Do you think they'd be burning down police buildings and burning down CVS's and local Wendy's and houses the same way they did in the crazy BLM riots? Because here's the thing, after Charlie Kirk was killed, after Irina was killed, after Austin Metcalf was killed, after that woman in Chicago was punched in the face, and after that woman the other day who had gasoline poured on her and was told, burn, bitch, burn. Did you see people going and burning down cities, looting and robbing? Did you see that? No, I didn't. What I saw was people praying, people crying, people showing real emotion, and not anger, but people showing real emotion. But after we saw a drug addict who beat the shit out of a pregnant woman overdose on fentanyl in real time in front of our eyes as he was being restrained by a police officer, black individuals took to the streets, looted and robbed local stores, burned down businesses, and you even saw multiple businesses either have to close their doors forever due to the financial loss or completely relocate their businesses if they were able to afford to. There is a massive culture difference that is very apparent in our society that people refuse to acknowledge. And the longer we go without acknowledging the IQ and culture differences between the two, the worse it will get. The more we fail to integrate Black Americans into society in the correct way, the worse the problem will get. And they fail to ever acknowledge that within our government, within the leadership, within the think tanks, the political parties themselves. Even the Democratic Party makes it even worse. The Democratic Party is the one who is putting these douchebags back on the street, putting these career criminals back on the street. And it is sickening to me that we live in a country that allows this, because not only should these people be given life in prison, the judges themselves should be given prison sentences. If a judge lets a individual go out of custody and then that person goes and commits a heinous crime like murder or something along those lines, or even like a massive theft or a assault that is very reckless, we need to have that judge not only removed from their seat, but they need to be put in prison as well for causing dangers to society. Well, we have people being put in jail over free speech, but you're telling me we can't have corrupt judges put in jail? What the fuck even, is this even a country at this point? Do we even live in a country? Do we have a nation? A real nation, a nation with a backbone and a spine, would not sit by and idly allow the citizens who built up this nation to be killed in our very own nation by super predators, by corrupt douchebag liberal judges who want to let these super predators out of prison. No, they would put all of them behind bars. All the people who are burning down stores, burning down cities after these riots happening, protests they want to call them, they should be put in jail. The judges themselves should be put in jail. And the criminals specifically should not only be put in jail, but should either be put in jail for life with the key thrown away or incinerated, or they should be given the legal death sentence, because that is the only way we are going to fix this problem, is send a real fucking message that we are no longer going to tolerate these crimes. We are no longer going to tolerate the rogue black community who wants to cause crimes throughout America. And they said that what the 94 crime bill and the 3 strike laws did was racist because it put so many black people in jail. If so many black people couldn't stop themselves from committing 3 crimes to get put in jail for life, or from the things that got them arrested in the first place, don't you think it would be better suited if they just were in jail? Saying if you took race out of it completely and you just said that people who commit 3 terrible crimes should be put in jail for life, no questions asked, I think that's a great law. And the reason they said it was racist is because it was primarily happening to black people. Again, if black people can't stop themselves from committing crimes, I don't feel bad about them being put in jail. And again, it's not generalizing the entire community. It is just the specific part of the community who refuses to act within our culture and assimilate to American culture. I want to keep moving on. I want to show you guys some more stuff I had. This is a video of a teenager in Washington, D.C. who was robbing somebody on the train. This is just more black crime to show you guys.
Give me the other one, man. Give me the other one.
Usually suspect.
Snitch, I'm gonna crush your bitch ass.
I wasn't snitching.
Snitch, I'm gonna crush you.
Dude, I wasn't snitching.
Steals his jacket from him.
Dude, get him. Dude, I wasn't snitching. I was just talking about something else. Dude, I wasn't gonna snitch. I'm sorry. I wasn't snitching.
See, he's got his hand in his jacket, insinuating he has a weapon of some sort, and he presses him right up to him, threatening to take his life. And people defend this. Nick Fuentes, in a podcast that aired yesterday, he was asked what he would do on day 1 of him being president, and he said, I would send in the National Guard into pretty much every major city and have these criminals arrested, and I would have anyone who was standing in the way arrested as well. And I completely agree, because right now in Black America, right now in all of America, we are dealing with this. We are dealing with problems that are ruining our society. Like, this person was sitting there probably on the phone with somebody. I don't know the entire full context, but the guy seems to think he was snitching about something. First of all, let's clear this. If you are snitching about something, good for you. Seriously, good for you. If you are calling the police on bad crime actors, if you are calling the police on illegal immigrants, if you are calling the police about any crime, props to you. I actually celebrate you. That's the correct thing to do. This no snitching, that is the code of the ghetto, the code of the streets. That, again, that's not America. That is a black culture problem that needs to be fixed. Snitching is completely okay. It is. If you have a problem with snitching, you are a retard, a propagandized retard who is okay with crime. Because I have no problem on snitching on people who are acting in bad faith or who are committing crimes within our nation. I have literally called ICE on multiple people, and I have gotten people deported. I have called schools to get people fired after teachers were celebrating the death of a man who got shot in the neck in front of millions of young Americans, Charlie Kirk. I have literally called the police on black people who are cutting people off on the road and causing danger on our roadways. And I don't feel bad about doing it. I will continue to do it my entire life. I will continue to snitch on anybody who is committing crimes within my nation, because I am not here to allow you to commit crimes. I am here to make America better for future generations. And that does not happen by allowing crimes to be committed, by allowing these people to act this way. That does not help anybody. It does not help anybody but the criminals to allow these people to act this way. So if you succumb to the, what was I saying? If you are okay with people, just being like, "Oh, don't snitch. That's a pussy bitch move." Like, what? You're a retard. If you're cool with that, you're a retard. You should be snitching. You should be telling on them. You should be calling the police. You should be contacting the authorities. You should be doing everything you can to remove these criminals from society. We're going to keep moving on. I wanted to show this. This is the video of the mayor of Chicago saying that it is racist to keep putting these people in jail. And this is stuff that only makes the problems worse. This person is an absolute cuck and a pussy and a retard. He just hates white people. It's very clear.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that. And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
Does he think he's succeeding in Chicago? Does he think Chicago's a safe place and that they're making it better? No, they have a lack of people who are in jail, not too many people in jail. They need to put more people in jail. It's not racist to put people in jail. It would be racist to put someone in jail for no reason because of their skin color. It's not racist to put a black man in jail because he's committing crimes. That's just bad black behavior that needs to be punished. And again, it applies to every single race. If a Asian man, a white man, if a Latino person, if a Jewish person, if a Christian person, if anybody is committing a crime, they should be put in prison. They should not be given special privilege because they are black. And black privilege within the judicial system does exist today, and they want to tell you that it's white privilege. There is no white privilege. White people are looked at so poorly in America right now, and we are the people who built this fucking nation. It's actually insane that this small percentage of the population is causing so much chaos, and people in our government refuse to do anything about it. I mean, we have a president right now who talks about crime problems, talks about the rampant crime issues, but refuses to acknowledge the problems that are all around black communities and all around black society. And people who are like, "Oh, what about like over policing in black neighborhoods?" I honestly think you should put more police in black neighborhoods because that's where the crimes are. How about this? Let's take race out of it completely and just say, let's put more cops in areas where there's more crime. And where are they going to end up? They will end up in the black communities most likely, because that is where the majority of the crime is. You don't need more cops in Brentwood. You don't need more cops in Orange County. You don't need more cops in, like New Providence, New Jersey. You need more cops in Compton. You need more cops in Chicago. You need more cops in inner cities within New York. You need more cops in like Wellington. You need more cops within these terrible cities that are overrun by crime, overrun by gangs, overrun by these rogue super predators who want to destroy the fabric of America and destroy any sense of hope for a lot of Americans. I mean, people walk around in fear. And that's real. People really walk around in fear within their own communities that one day, out of nowhere, they're going to look the wrong person in the eye, and that person is going to stab them. And 13% of the population commits over 51% of the murders. So who are they really scared of? Again, these are all problems that are all over our society right now. I want to keep going on, and I want to show this. A young Italian couple in Italy was surrounded by 3 migrants in their car who smashed into the car and forced the boyfriend to watch as they raped his 18-year-old fiance. And what do they all look like? Do you guys see this picture here on the right? Those are the pictures of the migrants. Are they the usual suspects? Because it looks like it to me. It looks like the same usual suspects. And again, I'm not trying to say it's always them, but it seems to be them way too fucking often. And if we can't fix this, it's only going to get worse. We're only encouraging more bad behavior. The more we ignore it, the more we don't talk about it, and we say it's racist to bring it up, because it is not racist to want to feel safe within my own community. It is not racist to say I want to feel safe in my neighborhood or on MLK Boulevard. It is just common sense to say, I live in America and I want my leadership to take accountability for the rampant crime problems, and I want the people who are committing these crimes to take fucking accountability, and I want their parents to not abandon them, and I want their parents to actually discipline these young men so they stop committing crimes. Because generally, it's black men who are committing these crimes. So when we say the 13% of the population, it's more really like 7% of the population. Because, again, there are black women who commit crimes like this, but generally it is the black men who are committing crimes. With black women, they usually just end up impregnated by a lot of these thugs, and then those thugs abandon them, the same way their father did to them. Because in my town that I grew up in, and in my community, and for the most part, most white people I know who grew up, if they impregnated a woman, not only would they be shamed if they didn't stay around to be the dad and be an active father, but they would be encouraged to marry the woman. They would be encouraged to go pick up a second job to support the woman. They would not be allowed to abandon the child. I mean, my father would have beat the fucking shit out of me if I got a woman pregnant and refused to acknowledge the child's existence or refused to take care of the child or the woman herself who was bearing the child. But in the black community, that's actually celebrated. In the black community, that's very common. Like I said, we have 78% of the black households within America that do not have a father figure in them. That is a massive problem that is leading to disciplinary issues that translates to this, where you have 3 immigrants who rape a 18-year-old woman and force her boyfriend to watch. I mean, can you imagine the fucking horror that these people went through? The woman had to suffer and endure through this traumatic experience that we're not going to go into detail about because it is so fucking terrible. And then the boyfriend was forced to watch as it happened. Forced to watch. That is how sick and deranged some of these people are. And it is absolutely insane that these people are not ostracized out of society and given the death sentence immediately. And I know this isn't in America, this is in Italy, but like I said at the beginning, this is a worldwide issue, not just an American issue, although we mainly are going to talk about what's happening in America because this is America Unfiltered. I'm going to keep going on. I want to show you guys some more stuff. And again, this is just the lack of decorum. This isn't as much as criminal activity when it comes to murder and assault and burglary and all these things, but this just shows like the lack of IQ and the lack of decorum within the community itself right here. What do you guys think when you see this? Because again, I'm not saying I necessarily side with what the driver did, but like at the same time, maybe. You want to be riding your bike like an asshole in the middle of the street, wheels up, making your hot shit? Okay. I'm kind of glad you got your fucking shit rocked in. I'm actually not upset about it. You're dressed like a gang member in all gang colors. You're riding, doing a wheelie in this neighborhood, and then you're acting fucking shocked when this person runs into you as you're pretending to run into them with your bike. Like, who the fuck do you think you are that you think that you can just get away with this and do this? This person needs to be arrested, and not the person behind the wheel of the car, but the person on the bike who is acting like a complete and utter dipshit. Some people think that the person in the car should be arrested. I actually think maybe give the person in the car a $1,000 check for cleaning up the streets. Maybe the city should be paying for the damage. Maybe this person should be paying for the damage. But the black person who is driving in the middle of the street the wrong way with their bike doing a wheelie thinking they're hot shit, that person should be in jail. There is no redeeming that person, obviously. There seems to be very little redeemable qualities about this person. This person seems like a complete and utter fucking retard. We're going to keep going on. I want to show you guys this, because this is what I was talking about when it comes to the judges and things like that. Because all these people, 72 arrests, that is the person who burned the woman on the train. 45 arrests, murdered somebody. 39 arrests, murdered this white woman. 33 arrests, murdered this man right here. And 17 arrests, that's the guy who slit Irina's throat on the train. All the judges allowed all these people back out of jail because of people like the mayor of Chicago who say it's racist to keep them in jail and racist to incarcerate them. No, it is not racist. It is actually just the correct move to take career criminals off the street and not let them cause chaos within our society anymore. 3 strike laws need to be brought back. The 94 crime bill needs to be brought back. Over-policing in these high crime neighborhoods needs to be brought back. Everything about the past, how it used to be, should be brought back because right now, black Americans are failing and nobody is trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it, though, and I'm not going to allow it to continue to ruin my society, because right now, this is ruining American society. Like I say constantly, and I've said multiple times on this episode, I do not want to feel unsafe in my neighborhood or my city or my state. I do not want to feel unsafe when I travel to big cities throughout the country. I do not want to feel unsafe. And again, you can't say that you'll never feel unsafe ever. You know, obviously there's going to be some rogue people somewhere, but we shouldn't feel unsafe all the time. Like if I walk through New York City, the few times a year I do, I feel unsafe every moment I'm walking through the city, especially in certain parts of the city. If I'm walking through Los Angeles, same thing. Walking through Chicago, same thing. It feels unsafe. And not only that, you have to really restrict yourself on what you wear, how you're acting, what you do, because these people are going to look at stuff like that. They're going to say, hey, this guy's got a nice watch on. Let's go rob him. Hey, he's got some nice shoes on. Let's go rob him. Hey, he's got a decent suit on. Let's go make him strip. Hey, this guy's got a pretty girl with him. Let's go rape her. It's all things that happens, and we need to have all those people put in jail for life because it is absolutely fucking disgusting that we have judges who are allowing these people back out on the streets, and these judges need to be held accountable. Seriously, every single judge who allows one of these super predators out of prison, who then go commit a murder, then go commit a heinous crime, need to be held accountable and given the same sentence that the murder is going to inevitably get. It's fucking terrible. It makes me so sad. These are problems facing our community, and if we don't fix it, we will continue to see the decline in black society. They will self-eliminate their own race. And it's happening, and I don't want that. I don't want black Americans to self-eliminate. I don't want them to not be a part of America. What I do want is them to act correctly in America, and I want them to assimilate to American culture, because I know many black people who act well, pay their taxes, don't cut in line, don't steal, don't murder, don't do any of these things. They put the phone up to their ears instead of screaming on. Like, I was buying fucking owl pouches at a Wawa the other night, or what was it, a racetrack or a Wawa, like one of the gas stations. I was there the other night, and there was 40 different black people in the parking lot, all screaming on the top of their lungs, all saying slurs, saying crazy things, talking about gang activity, dressed in gang colors. They were screaming at women, harassing women, screaming at young men as they went by, harassing them. And then I walked in the actual store as well. And then upon doing that, there was 3 different ones who were on their phone, on speakerphone, screaming as loud as they could into the phone and having the phone, again, on speaker, screaming back at them. Is that a society any of us want to live in, or is that just a lack of decorum and too much crime? Because that's way too much crime for me. That's way too... It's way too absurd for me to deal with. I again, will avoid that place for buying Alps in the future. I will avoid any place like that because I don't want to be around that culture. I don't want to be around that behavior because that behavior is not only toxic, it is destructive to society, and it is borderline violent. It eventually will end in violence. If I was to go there every night and buy a different patch of a different thing of Alps or whatever nicotine pouches I want to use, eventually I would get stabbed, I would get shot, I would get robbed. Eventually it would happen. Murphy's Law says so. And I want to avoid that, like everybody should. I will not choose natural selection. I will not choose to die today. I want to live. I do want to move on from the black crime part of our show. It's very sad talking about because, again, I don't want them to fail. I don't want them to be eradicated out of society. I just want the criminals to be put in jail. I want us to fix black culture, and I want them to succeed in America. And to have them succeed, you need to restore fathers back in the home, restore the nuclear family. You need to cut the incentives that allow black women to divorce their husbands and marry the government, the overwhelming amount of welfare and SNAP benefits and Section 8 housing that basically say if you have more kids and don't work, you will be given free shit for life. That's not how life works. That's not how life works for most people, but for some reason, for a small subset of the population, that's how they get through life. It's very sad. So we need to fix all these problems if we want to actually live in a prosperous America. I am going to move on. I want to show you guys this video. I fucking hate Ed Krasenstein, as you guys know. I don't hate anybody, but I heavily dislike Ed Krasenstein, as you guys know. I mean, he used to literally own a child porn website, 17 Only Girls. He's an absolute fucking terrible person. But he posts this video. He says, this is another lie from Trump. Religion is not coming back to America, and that's not a bad thing. First of all, that would be a terrible thing. Religious values are great for a country, especially when we were a country founded on religious values. And secondly, I'm going to correct you. Religion is coming back to America, and it's coming back fast. Gen Z is more religious than almost any other generation previously, and it's because we've had all the other generations strip all the hope away from Gen Z, and all we have to look for now is Christ. We can't afford houses, we can't afford our debt, we can't afford credit card debt, student loan debt, we can't afford cars, car premiums, we can't afford car insurance, health insurance, we can't afford to live through the basic necessities of life. And even if you can afford the basic necessities, you can't afford a house, you can't afford a family. Like Tucker Carlson talked about this at the Student Action Summit, but it's like, try raising 4 kids in an apartment in the East Village in New York. It's virtually impossible, and it's a terrible neighborhood in some ways as well. We're going to listen to this quick video of Donald Trump saying this because this is something we have to celebrate. And again, fuck Ed Krasenstein for this.
We have more people praying. The churches are coming back. I don't know if you've been reading that story, but religion is coming back to America. Some people say, oh, why would you mention that? To me, that's a big deal. We have more people praying.
It is. It's a massive deal. Because this is one of the ways we're going to fix this country. We might not have the government on our side. We definitely don't have the deep state on our side. The FBI is not helping us. The CIA is not helping us. Mossad's trying to rape and kill us. But what we do have is Jesus Christ, and Christ is King. And as long as we have Christ and God on our side, we will win. We will always win. We will always win as long as we have true faith that Christ is on our side, and he is. We need to believe in Christ, we need to pray to Christ, and put our actions and intentions in alignment with the will of Christ. Again, fuck Ed Krasenstein for this. I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to pray for his children, because raising your children in that way, with that mindset, is destructive, disgusting, and I don't even want to go further describing it. It's so fucking awful. Ed and Brian Krasenstein are terrible, terrible people who have done terrible things. They have paid multiple $100,000 settlements to the government. They were, like I said, involved in a child porn website. They are terrible, terrible fucking people. I want to show this video. This is Ted Cruz getting booed off stage by a bunch of Christians. I wanted to celebrate this. We're in the back half of our show now. I only have a few more things I want to show you guys. Then we're going to get to our comments at the end of the show today. But this is a video of Ted Cruz getting booed off the stage by Christians. And he's like, if you will not stand with Israel, then I will not stand with you. First of all, you're supposed to be representing the people of America, not Israel. And you're saying if the people in America don't stand with a foreign country thousands of miles away, that you don't stand for the people you represent? You're not a real fucking American. You're a fucking Canadian. Get the fuck out of my country, Ted Cruz.
Respect for dialogue.
I will say this, I am saddened to see that some here, not everyone, but some here, are so consumed with hate that you cannot address your brother. I will say this.
You speak for yourself.
If you will not stand with Israel and the Jews,
No.
then I will not stand with you. Thank you, and God bless you.
This is a representative in America saying, if you don't stand with a foreign nation, then I don't stand for you. Bitch, then why the fuck are you representing people in America? That is your fucking job, to represent Americans, not Israelis. Go fuck yourself, Ted Cruz. You should get the fuck out of my country. You're not a real American. Go live in Canada. Go live in Israel. Go suck the dick of Bibi Netanyahu. I don't fucking care, but get the fuck out of my country. You would be happier elsewhere. You're a fucking terrible, despicable human being. I want to show this video as well, because this is absolutely fucking absurd. There was rumors that this was an AI deepfake. So if this ends up being an AI deepfake, let me know in the comments if you guys have more knowledge on that. I couldn't find further knowledge on it from my research, but I think it is real based on what I have seen so far. But there is a rumor going around that it's a deepfake. But this is absolutely fucking absurd. So Vivek Ramaswamy says he wants year-round school, no summers, year-round school, and he wants school hours to go longer to help cut childcare costs. Not putting women back in the home and having them take care of the kids. No. That'd be fucking crazy. What we should do is year-long school, apparently, according to this person who's not even a real fucking American either.
Make parenting more affordable by making school year-round and going till 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock so you don't have to pay for childcare. Make parenting more affordable by making school...
Go fuck yourself. I hope this is a deep fake, because if this is real, I mean, that's fucking insane. Like, there have been some okay things Vivek has said. I don't necessarily really agree with a lot of it, but this is fucking absurd. It's absolutely absurd to not acknowledge what the actual problems are, but to come up with a solution that, like, you have the most depressed generation of children, the most disaffected and disenfranchised generation of children in America. Like, Gen Z, we think we have it bad. Wait till Gen Alpha comes up. The kids who are really getting replaced by AI. The kids who are going to get fucked by this government. And this guy's like, no, I want them to spend all year in school. No summer, no time off, no time to relax with friends, no time to enjoy themselves. I want them to be in school all the time until 4 p.m. as well. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck this. I'm hoping this is a deep fake. So let me know in the comments if you guys find out any more information about that. But yeah, that was absurd when I heard that. I saw this, and I want to acknowledge, again, while we're speaking about generations, we're going to talk about the worst generation ever, the boomers. Only 11% of boomers said leaving something for the kids is their top financial goal. The most selfish generation of all time. Previous generations, their entire livelihoods were, I'm going to work so I can provide a better life for my offspring. But boomers were like, you know what? Fuck that. You know what I want to do? Let's bring in a bunch of immigrants. Let's, really engage in feminism. And let's let our country get raped, robbed, and looted by foreign nations. And then at the end of it, when we're holding all the wealth, let's spend it all on vacation homes and vacations and luxuries we don't need and not leave anything to our kids. The most selfish cunts to ever exist are boomers. They're so fucking awful. And again, it's not every one of them. But obviously, the vast majority of them are so fucking terrible, despicable, and selfish. Like, I'm over here saying, I understand my life is not going to be great. I understand the lives of a lot of Gen Z people are not going to be great, but it's not about us. It's about the future generations who haven't even been fucking born yet that we are working for. I'm not doing this show for me. I'm doing this show for the future generations who are going to grow up in South Africa, who are going to grow up with rampant crime, who are going to grow up in a country where they don't even feel recognized, where they're going to grow up in a country that is so ridden with all this bullshit, woke indoctrination bullshit, crime, all the terrible things that are existing, the debt, a country where a government doesn't care about them. I talk about that all the time, but the boomers are like, you know what? Fuck those kids. Let's leave them nothing. They don't work hard enough is what they say. We don't work hard enough. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know how many people I know working 2 to 3 jobs who can't afford a home? While you paid $27,000 for your first home that's now worth upwards of a fucking million? Go fuck yourselves. I'm so fucking sick and tired of these selfish boomers who cannot realize how selfless a lot of us are acting. And they don't need to recognize our selflessness, but what they do need to do is actually just be selfless themselves. You can't be so fucking selfish your entire life, because one day all of us will have to answer to God. One day all of us will meet our maker. And you're going to have to explain to God why you bought that third house, or why you bought that extra car, or why you bought that private jet, or why you invested in this but didn't leave anything to your fucking kids. One day, everyone's going to have to meet their creator. And boomers, I don't think they're going to like their fate when they do, because, again, I'll pray for them, but they are awful, selfish people who have ruined America in so many fucking ways. Our last thing I want to talk about is this whore Bobby Altoff. And I know this is a little off topic, but again, while we're speaking about the problems that are plaguing different generations, a huge problem plaguing Gen Z and the younger generations is the rampant whore problem, hoeflation as they call it, where you have women who are running around sleeping with anybody, leaving their husbands because they want fame, they want money, they want all these things, and they don't actually want real family life. So this whore Bobby Altoff was married for 4 years, had a child, and then left her husband and child to go fuck the rapper Drake and start a podcast. And then she posts this video right here. I'm going to show you guys.
Today I posted a video.
Let me get my headphones in. She posts this video fucking crying that people are calling her a hoe because she's posting a video with her new boyfriend. It's like, bitch, you left your husband and child to go fuck a rapper who's basically a pedophile, and now you're dating a washed out NBA player, and you're surprised that people are calling you a ran through slut? How about I call it? You're a ran through slut. You should have to get train station printed on your driver's license. You're such a fucking whore. You are an awful person. You abandoned your child and husband. We're gonna watch this video and then I'll rip into this slut more.
Today I posted a video of me and my boyfriend.
Today I posted a video.
And so many of the comments, every single time I post him, which we've been together for a year, but without fail, every single time I post him, all of the comments are about how I'm ran through and, oh, look, another one, or he probably doesn't know how ran through she is, or just mean things. And mean things. Bitch, and if I post any...
I really want Mr. Beast to drop a new video, 100 Women versus Accountability. It would be great, because, like, this woman has no accountability. She's blaming everyone else for commenting that she's ran through when she is. She literally abandoned her husband and child to go fuck rappers and actors, and now she has a washed out podcast that nobody listens to anymore. I don't even know if she does it, and she's dating a washed out NFL player, NBA player, whatever the fuck it is, and she's like, people are calling me a whore. It's like, bitch, you are. You literally are a fish market.
Video, truly, in general, the amount of hate comments I get are just, like, unreal, and I think it's because I have a lot of men following me, and they just have so much to say. They have so many mean things to say.
So many mean things.
As much as I wish that these comments didn't get to me, it's like, I'm human, and if you got this many negative things said about you every day, it would get to you too. And I don't even know.
No accountability.
I don't want sympathy from people. I
don't want sympathy. I'm just gonna cry on the internet.
Because I hope if you're one of the people who hate me, maybe you'll watch this and reconsider it.
Reconsider? I'll call you a slut twice now. Slut.
Maybe that's an impossible ask, but it's like, I, as a people pleaser, having so many people be so mean to me online every day is so frustrating, and it's just, I wish I didn't care, but I've definitely stopped posting as much because all of my comments are just so mean. People are so mean to me on the internet.
People are so mean to me. I only abandoned my wife, or my husband and child.
They say I sleep with every guest, and it's like...
You do.
Literally, I do not, but
I only fucked a few of them.
And maybe if I were ugly, you would not even say that.
You are ugly.
I tried to tell myself those don't matter, but it's like, then I'm a horrible...
You could fit a 200-inch projector screen on that bitch's forehead, and she's like, maybe if I was ugly. Bitch, you are ugly. You're actually disgusting looking. Like, the amount of makeup you put on, your attraction, your affinity for them, and then that big-ass fucking forehead... You're just an ugly-ass torta.
Mother, and it's like, I am such a good mother.
I'm such a good mother after you abandon your child? Yeah, that's what a good mother does. I forgot. That's what a great mother does.
Who knows me in real life knows I'm an amazing mother, and
No, you're not.
My kids, I care so much about, and that's another
and
part
you left
of it
them.
That really gets me, is like, one day my kids are going to be old enough to read these comments, and it's like...
And they're going to realize their mom's a slut?
It's just like...
When the kids are old enough and they realize that mommy divorced daddy to go fuck Drake, the pedophile rapper, I don't think they're going to have a great relationship with their mom. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
I wish people weren't so mean.
So mean.
So grateful for this job because I make a lot of money to post myself on the internet, to film videos, and it has given me and my kids a really great life. But sometimes it's like, especially harder on Sundays. I don't have my kids. They're with their dad. And
because you left them.
I get to sit here and I read comments and I shouldn't, but it's like, it's so hurtful.
It's so hurtful.
And so many people are so angry. They're so angry that I am not with my ex anymore. And he's in a happy relationship. Why can't I be in one too? And
why can't you be in one? Because you're a miserable bitch. I'm so glad that he's moved on from you. I hope the woman he finds is younger, prettier, and can actually give your children a decent mother.
Didn't work out. Like, newsflash, you guys. I was 21 when I met him on Bumble, and 10 months after knowing him, I was pregnant with our daughter. And
seems like, again, accountability problem.
And I will forever be grateful for that. But when I met him, I was 21. He was 30. Look at 21-year-olds now, and I'm like, you're so young. You're so young. Like, how did I think I was old enough to be so grown? Anyway, it's just embarrassing, I guess. Like, I feel embarrassed by all the comments, because it's just like, I don't know why people are so mean. I mean, I do, but it's just like, I wish it would stop, but I don't know how to make it stop. Some people post and their comments are so nice, and people are so nice about them, but it's like, you people are so fucking mean to me under anything I post, and it's like, why?
Because you're a terrible person.
Why do you guys hate me so much?
We don't hate you. We just think you're a whore.
I don't know what I did to deserve that.
You don't know what you did. Again, the lack of accountability. I don't know what I did. I only left my husband and child and went and fucked a rapper. And then started a shitty podcast. And then acted like it was all cool. Like, you're a whore. The husband literally filed for divorce the night she fucked Drake.
It's just frustrating.
It's just frustrating. You're just a dumb bitch. That's been the entire show. We had to rip on that dumb bitch for a bit. I mean, it's absurd. You can't let them just continue to do dumb shit like that. You can't allow them to act like whores, act like sluts, and just fucking get away with it. We gotta call them out. We gotta call them out. They gotta eventually find Christ. They gotta do better. We're gonna get on to the comments. I'm getting them pulled up. Hope you guys are enjoying this show so far. We are going to get into our comments. We're going to read all the comments from yesterday's show. I want to remind everyone to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Rate the show 5 stars, and join the Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. Stay updated on all things America First and America Unfiltered. We're going to get right into the comments today. Here's our first comment. Actually, wait. Let me, we got a super chat. We're going to do that first, actually. Let's do our super chat first. Give me one moment. We're going to get it pulled up here. And by the way, I really appreciate you sending a super chat, going right into the book and everything. Thank you so much.
$19.99. Another great listen. You rock, big dog. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate you. That's fucking awesome. I really appreciate you. That's amazing. I truly appreciate anyone who is sending a super chat like that. I appreciate all the comments, but I really appreciate people who are supporting the show. Thank you so much. That's amazing. This is one of our listeners who's been around for a while, so I really appreciate you. You know who you are. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, thank you. We're going to get into our Spotify comments now.
James, what is this? Do we not have free speech anymore? James, 30 minutes later. If you say that again, I'm banning you from the show. Come on, dude. Face rolling on the floor, laughing. Face rolling on the floor, laughing.
Well, the difference is one person is not getting arrested. Like, when I was talking about do we not have free speech anymore, is because people are getting arrested for free speech. I'm not arresting these people. I'm saying I don't want them commenting propaganda. Like, if someone's like, I'm a fucking femboy, socialist, whatever the fuck, like, you know, you have 40 different adjectives to describe yourself. It's like, I don't fucking need that in my comments. My commenters don't need to read that shit. So it's like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's very different because one is someone getting arrested and the other is someone just not being able, like, they could still listen to the show. They just wouldn't be able to fucking comment on Spotify with their woke bullshit. But I get what you're saying. Somewhat agree, but at the same time, not really. Like, it's not a right to comment on my show. It's not a God-given right to be able to comment on my fucking show. It's a God-given right to be able to use your right to free speech, though, you know, to criticize the government and criticize different organizations within America. That's the fucking difference over everything. Let's get the next comment pulled up here. I appreciate your perspective, though.
Lithium batteries are extremely explosive firecracker. With the right technology installed, you could trigger a rapid overheating that leads to explosive reactions. With the proper design, you could literally make an iPad into an IED.
Oh, are you talking about the Unit 8200 thing I said? Yeah, that scares the shit out of me too. I really think there's a chance that there's bombs in all our devices because Apple hired, and Meta and Google and Microsoft, all these major tech companies have hired people from Israel's Unit 8200, which is the same unit that put bombs in the pagers. So that scares the shit out of me too. Yeah, that's fucked up. Thank you for your comment. We're going to keep going on. That is really fucking scary, though.
I'm new to your podcast, and it's so refreshing to hear what you have to say. You've every right to be furious.
Oh, yeah.
The lobby has been getting away with their shenanigans for too long. Many have begun to pay attention since witnessing the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. Yep. The veil has fallen, revealing the true nature of those in possession of 2 passports, while pledging allegiance to an entity the size of New Jersey, passing themselves off as the chosen ones, yet having no DNA ties to Gaza.
Yeah, it's very corrupt what the Israel lobby is doing, the country of Israel itself, and all the dual citizens who hold an affinity to Israel equal to or above America. It's very fucked up. And yeah, you're right. The ethnic cleansing did wake a lot of people up. I think that was, I think the Tucker Ted Cruz interview woke a lot of people up. I think seeing the war crimes themselves on social media woke a lot of people up. I think Zoran winning woke a lot of people up. I think seeing Trump bomb Iran woke a lot of people up. Yeah, you're very right. And you're right. We do have a right to be angry about it because this is our fucking country.
What needs to happen to change our country, to get away from being under Israel control, lower national debt, housing cost, and food prices, and fix the crime problems in this country?
I'll work backwards there. So to fix the crime problems, it starts with Black America. You need to restore the nuclear family. You need to bring back 3 strike laws. You need to bring back the 94 crime bill, basically. You need to put these people in jail. I mean, it's no better way to put it. You need to put these people, criminals, in jail for life with no exceptions. To fix, when it comes to like debt, housing, or debt and food prices go hand in hand slightly. Because it's just restoring value back to the dollar. We need to restore value back to the dollar by having more manufacturing in the country, by sending less money overseas, giving less money in subsidies, and actually spending the money on hardworking Americans and spending it on the debt, restoring value back to the American dollar. Housing costs, that will come as well from the dollar, but it will... two big parts of it. One is stopping foreign nationals from buying American homes, huge problem. And then the other bigger problem, which is probably the biggest when it comes to housing, is we need to stop the massive corporations like Blackstone, BlackRock, S&P 500 companies from buying up the single-family homes and renting them back to you. Because back in the day, it was like 2 couples, young couples, bidding for a home, and it wouldn't get that out of hand. And then nowadays, it's like you're bidding against a massive corporation who will always outbid you. And it doesn't help anybody. It's so bad. And then the... being controlled of the Israel lobby, we need to have AIPAC register under FARA. We need to cut foreign aid. We need to stop giving them military support and weapons. And not allow dual citizens within our government. And anybody who served in a foreign military or holds 2 passports can't call themselves an American. That's what I would say. Hope that answers all your questions there. I appreciate your question. That was a good one. Thank you for commenting.
Fiddle is an absolute retard. Imagine being such a degenerate, delusional dumbass. Much better a hard life not accepting truth. Fiddle, if you don't follow Jesus or reject him, I pray you into the hands of Satan. I pray you fall so hard in life that you have no choice but to get on your knees and pray to God for mercy. Christ is King. America first. No other exceptions.
I half agree, half disagree. I don't like the part where you say, I pray you fall into dark hands and you fall so hard. Like, I pray Fidel does well in life, but I pray that he is able to see the light of Christ in his life and see that Christ is acting within his life and Christ is trying to Even though Fidel rejects Christ, Christ doesn't reject him, and I pray he sees that. I don't pray that anybody falls in that way unless they've committed terrible crimes. I condemn that talk, but at the same time, I understand your anger, and I understand where it's coming from. I just don't necessarily agree. I'm not trying to make you out to be an asshole. You're probably not. It's just, again, we all have moments like that where we're thinking stuff like that, but thinking hate-filled things is not good. It's not good for the soul, and it is inherently sinful. And that seems fairly hate-filled. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just reading it incorrectly, but from my perspective, see, I agree with the Crisis King, America First, no other exceptions. I agree with Fidel being an absolute retard and being a degenerate, delusional dumbass, and much better a hard life, not accepting the truth. I agree, but again, the middle part, don't necessarily agree with. I have to condemn that. I can't have people wishing stuff like that because, again, I don't necessarily like the guy, as it's clear. Like I said, I disagree that he's kind of a retard. But I don't hate him at all, and I don't wish anything negative to ever happen to him. I pray, and I've actually prayed for Fidel before. And Fidel, if you're watching this, just know I've prayed for you multiple times. And I pray that you're able to see Jesus Christ's light in your life, and you're able to see that he is the Messiah. He is King. Thank you for commenting, though. Appreciate your perspective. Next comment.
What was your golf score? I recently started golfing. I'm not good at all, but I'm totally addicted.
Yep.
That's all I want to do. Love the show. Keep up the great work and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
I agree. It's all I want to do, too. It's just so fucking expensive, right? So fucking expensive. What was my golf score? I didn't play that well. I broke my wrist over the summer, and I hadn't played golf until last weekend. That was the first time I'd played in about 8-9 months or so. So it was a while. I shot in the mid-90s or so. I'm usually a low to mid-80s golfer. I'm a pretty decent golfer, actually. I'm not like great or anything. Like, shooting mid-80s is good, but shooting par is great. I'm not doing that or anything. I don't even think I've ever broken 80, but I shoot mid to low 80s if I'm having a good day. If I'm having a bad day, like low mid 90s, low 100s. But I shot mid 90s or so. Yeah. It felt good to be back out there, though. I played 36 holes in one day. It was nice, beautiful day, relaxing. Beautiful, beautiful day for golf. I love golf. It's super peaceful, relaxing, but it is one of the only sports where you pay to fucking hate yourself for a little bit, because every time you hit a bad golf shot, and a lot of times when you hit a bad shot, you just rushed it, or you forgot to check your aim, or it's a lot of different things that go into a simple golf swing to make it a good golf swing. And, every time you hit a bad shot and you realize immediately, fuck, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It's it's super frustrating, and eventually you're just fuck, I fucking hate myself for this. You got to avoid that. The key to golf is staying calm and composed and not getting in your own head, because realistically, the more you get in your own head, you just fuck up. I go with the Maverick model, where it's just don't think, just do. And that's what I do on the show. I do think a little bit, obviously, but it's don't think, just do. Just fucking get into flow state and go. And it's easier said than done, but that's kind of my mindset with it. But that's awesome you're picking up golf. Golf's a fun sport. It's just expensive. Don't feel like you have to waste all the money on expensive clubs and that. To be honest, the biggest improvement in golf over the last few decades is the golf ball. The golf clubs have improved a ton. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say they haven't, but the golf ball is where the most major improvements are. Hit a golf ball from the 80s and hit a golf ball from today, and watch the slice difference, watch the draw difference, watch just the distance difference. Huge differences. Golf balls today are fucking so much better, so much more efficient, so much easier to hit. Golf balls from the 80s, you're just going to fucking slice them every time if you don't have perfect swing mechanics. Start with a decent set. You don't have to go get fucking forged irons right off the bat. You don't have to be buying $800 drivers off rip. That's not important. I like a good golf. I love golf and UFC questions. I don't get them often, but I'm a huge UFC guy, huge NFL fan, I like watching golf, but I enjoy playing it way more. Golf, taking a nap watching golf, that's a Sunday staple, something, that it happens. But yeah, don't feel bad you're not good. Just go out and have fun. Like, I don't even keep score half the time I go out. I just go out and I fucking have fun, you know? Just go have fun. Don't think about it too much. Just think about improving your game. Don't think about your score. Just think about save shots. You don't have to be a hero. Like if you have a shot where it's like, oh, I could like fit it between 4 trees, or I can like lay it up, lay it the fuck up, you know? If you're right on the side of the green, it's like, oh, I could hit a flop shot for a dunk, or I could just like putt it and get it close to the hole, putt it and get it close to the hole. Like, eliminating strokes is the key to the game, very obviously, and it's not like distance is the biggest factor. Like, most people who like focus on driving distance and all that, like, those aren't the best golfers. The best golfers are the people who focus on not taking penalties. They focus on not putting themselves in unplayable situations. And that's the name of the game. Like, get in play, stay in play. Even if you're hitting it shorter, even if you're taking 3/4 swings or half swings, or you're clubbing down, stay in play. You know, that's the key to getting your golf score down. And focus on putting. Tiger Woods, you know, he taught this better than anybody, but like he was like a slave to golf growing up from his parents, and they didn't even let him do anything but putt for like the first 5 years. So it's a good place to start. That's awesome you're getting into golf, though. Appreciate your comment.
Love your perspective. Also, you're a BTCH was so fast and funny face with tears of joy face with tears of joy.
I think I said that a couple times. I don't know exactly which time you're referring to, but yeah, I mean, whoever it was probably a bitch. Thank you for your comment.
She had the BLM circle on an old profile pic. I'm livid. Rest in peace, young lady.
Did she? The woman who was burned on the train, did she? I knew Irina had a Black Lives Matter thing hanging in her bedroom. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. If only they knew. Only they knew. That's fucking insane. We're gonna keep moving on.
Good news. I don't believe in Jesus, so I won't go to hell, I guess. It's so good not to be you.
That's a delusional comment. That's from Fidel. Fidel, like, a comment like that is what gets you into hell. And just saying just because you don't believe in Jesus means you won't go to hell is just that's how you get to hell, actually. The only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ. So, Fidel, I'm going to pray for you. I really am. I'm going to pray for you because it's a sad, sad existence that you talk about sometimes.
You're simply lying there giving away projected $58 billion this year, and most of it is to Ukraine, not Israel. And I was showing you last year Israel didn't even make it on the top 10 list of countries that we give to.
Dude, but what about when we gave $30 billion to them the year before? What about that? What about the over $320 billion we've given to Israel in all time? And again, it's not even about the money. It's about the weapons and the military support. We've spent trillions on war for Israel. The Iraq war didn't help America, but it really helped Israel. Syria, did that help America? No. Did it help Israel? Yeah. Is this Iran war going to help America? No. Is it going to help Israel? Yeah. So again, like, I'm not lying. You're coping. There's a fucking big difference. And here's another response to your comment.
You should believe in Jesus, though Jesus was Jewish too.
See, that comment is kind of fucking stupid in a lot of ways too, because, like, yes, Jesus was raised Jewish, but Jesus birthed Catholicism, which, like, Jesus was Christian, he was Catholic. You guys gotta understand this stuff. Alright, we're moving on. This is another person coping and seething.
Nick Fuentes is a racist.
No, he's not. You're just retarded. And then someone goes,
I mean, he has said things that are.
Like what? Like, what specifically has he said that's racist? He's not hate-filled at all. You gotta be hate-filled to be racist. Saying that you don't want to live near black people, that's not racist. That's common sense. Do you want to go live in a black neighborhood? Go do it. Let me know how it works out for you. Stupid fucking question. Stupid fucking comment. We're gonna keep moving on.
Think the APAC loophole can ever remediate it?
Yeah, we can force them to register under FARA eventually. I think it's getting to the point where it's going to be career suicide to say you're pro-Israel the same way in the past it was career suicide to say you were anti-Israel. I think the tides are really turning on that one, and they're turning faster than most boomers and Gen Xers want to see.
An MERIC and FIRST.
This guy spelled America first, but he spelled it vertically, so it read out every letter. Yeah, America first, bitch. Let's go. America fucking first. Appreciate your comment.
I love a fresh Monday episode after a weekend of waiting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing like a good Monday. Monday episodes are always fucking long, but I enjoy doing it. I was getting a little irritated with the I'm getting a little irritated with the comments today. Not yours. Some of the other ones, as you could tell. But I was getting irritated with the comments yesterday. Sorry about that, guys. I understand what Nick... I mean, he gets money for those. I don't even... I got one super chat today. I don't get money for these. I just read them for shits. I read them for fun. I read them so I can just interact with the people. But some of the people, I'm like, why the fuck am I talking to you? Like, a lot of you guys I love. I love and support almost all of you. But, like, yesterday, that person who was commenting bullshit, it was like, fuck off. Fuck off. Like, Dave in the past, fuck off. I'm glad you got the boot. You're miserable. We're gonna move on. But yeah, thank you for supporting. Glad you enjoyed the Monday episode. I hope you enjoyed it.
Candace Owens is insane.
She's a little dumb, but I wouldn't call her insane.
Agreed. Yee, I used to like her, but now she keeps making insane conspiracy theories regarding Charlie.
Don't call them conspiracy theories unless you could prove it the other way. I wouldn't say it's a conspiracy theory, but I don't necessarily believe everything she thinks. But, like, she's the only person actively investigating. You have to think she's working against the FBI and the intelligence agencies who are trying to shut her fucking investigation down. So it's like, again, I don't hate the woman for trying. I actually think it's very great.
A prayer safe travel to you, brother, and all who are enjoying Thanksgiving and traveling to see their folks. Christ is King.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's amazing. That's really sweet of you to say. Yeah, I'm going to pray for everyone who's going to celebrate Thanksgiving, see their families, and thank you for the prayers on my safe travel as well. We'll talk about Thanksgiving after I finish these comments at the end of the episode.
James, what is your thoughts on marijuana? I think it should stay illegal.
I'll answer that after I put this reply in.
Yep, it should.
Yeah, so I'm, for the most part, the same way. I think there should be a medical program, but I think it needs to be a lot more restricted than it currently is. I don't think anyone should be able to get it for anxiety or back pain or any of those things. I think there's too many loopholes where anyone can access it, and it's not okay. I think it needs to be advertised as addictive as well. Same way cigarettes are, because it is. I'm someone who was addicted to it, as I know many people who were as well. I think it's something, like, nothing great. Like, stoners don't accomplish a lot, and it's not saying they can't. Like, I ran a company for 5 years when I was stoned every day. It's not saying you can accomplish things. I was one of the people who did, but at the same time, I realized that I would have accomplished so much more if I wasn't on it. And, like, you could even see a big difference in my show from, like, when I was addicted to weed in the beginning of my show. You know, at the start of fucking, when was it, 11 months ago? And you can see a big difference in now. Like, my energy levels, my ability to articulate things, my order skills, it's all been improving. So, yeah, I don't think it should be legalized recreationally. I think there should be some form of a medical program, and I am, for the most part, glad they're shutting down the hemp THC industry, because they tried to regulate it, but the regulations failed. I mean, the regulations really failed because they didn't have the money to enforce it, and it was too easy to get around them. And I know that because that's the industry I work. Like, the company I ran for 5 years was in the hemp THC industry, so I know the insides and outs of it. Thank you for your comment. We got one more thread, and then we are going to get into what's going to happen for the rest of the week with Thanksgiving, and then we'll sign off today.
I love your podcast and you being unapologetically AF. Latin cross, Latin cross, Latin cross, hands with medium light skin tone pressed together, high voltage sign, high voltage sign.
I'm glad you like the podcast. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the support. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You blame people who are pro-Israel for being one-party voters but are the same thing the other way around. Whoever is that Israel you vote for, but you're going to say no because I'm America first. No, you're not. You're just whoever doesn't like Israel because there's a bunch of other countries that you don't mind us giving money to.
Dude, you love to pick and choose what you listen to. Like, you do this all the fucking time. You did this with the Charlie Kirk thing, where you're like, it looks like he's playing devil's advocate, but then you ignore the text of him saying that he's leaving the pro-Israel cause, and we were debating about that. And you're like, you don't mind them giving money to other countries. I constantly say, and Fidel, on the record, as I've said many times before, cut all the foreign aid. Cut all the foreign aid. The big difference is, when we cut all the foreign aid at the beginning of the year, we did it to every country besides Israel. Cut it all, including Israel. I want Egypt to not get any money. I don't want anywhere in Africa to get money. I don't want Asia to get money. I don't want anywhere in the Middle East to get money. I don't want Europe getting money. I don't want Canada. I don't want Mexico. I don't want any of them getting money. Is that fucking hard for you to understand, to get into your, like, I don't even want to say thick skull, because it's probably fucking filled with air. And then he lists a bunch of countries that are getting aid.
Top 10 recipients in 2024. USA data. Ukraine, $6.1 billion. Democratic Republic of Congo, $1.3 billion. Ethiopia, $1.2 billion. Jordan, $1.1 billion. West Bank and Gaza, $918 million. Yemen, $907 million. Nigeria, $857 million. Somalia, $840 million. Syria, $797 million. South Sudan, $788 million.
You know what you forgot to put in there in 2023 when we gave Israel $30 billion? Shut the fuck up. And again, your stats, your US aid stats, don't include the military support we provide. You fucking idiot. Again, how hard is it for you to understand? Like, we spent billions just bombing fucking Iran and controlling Iranian and Israeli airspace. We sent them $30 billion after October 7th. We've sent them billions and billions since then. We send them on average $3.8 billion a fucking year. But you forgot to include that in your list. You're very fucking selective. You really proved my fucking point for me, actually. And you think you're doing something because you think you're convincing people in the comments. But here's the thing. The people who watch my show and comment on it and read the comments, they're a lot fucking smarter than you. You're kind of a fucking retard. This is the shit that pisses me off. Retards like this. Like, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. Like, you, I'm not going to ban from the show, because inevitably I'm going to fucking red pill you and you will fall to Christ. But you got to stop being so fucking retarded, because you're only making yourself look fucking stupid. Because every time you comment some bullshit like this, I'm able to dismantle it on the show. If you watch every single fucking comment section of this show, and you watch the comments from Fidel and me responding, every fucking time it's me dismantling your bullshit propaganda points. Fuck off with them. I'm sick and fucking tired of your Hezbollah bullshit. It's not gonna fucking work here.
173 of the 196 countries recognized by the U.S. Department of State received aid in 2023.
Dude, I don't want any of them to get money. What the fuck does that prove? That our country is corrupted? Great, we already fucking know that. That's the reason I'm doing a show. Fucking idiot, Fidel.
I love how Candace has makes sure to have an ice really on her hit squad and that it's tied to Charlie Kirk. Let's establish no one wants to kill her, no one cares what she says, but if she wants to commit, don't make it a conspiracy theory, tell us so we don't have a civil war, and if someone wants to kill her, they're an idiot to think that killing her will shut her up. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk, he got bigger after he died, so it's just dumb to kill her.
Okay. Dude, like, again, I don't know if Candace is making this up or not. I'd assume she's not, but maybe she is. We don't fucking know yet. Again, I say all the time, I don't support everything she says and does. I do support her, though, in general. Fidel, you gotta fucking, you gotta grow some brain cells, dude. Like, seriously, you are so fucking frustrating to talk to and deal with. It's insane. Couldn't imagine being your dad. Probably beats, like, I would just all day want to fucking discipline, like, smack the shit out of you. So fucking idiotic. Alright, we got a couple more comments. I think just actually, yeah, we got one more here.
I love the show. I'm a pretty new listener but agree with mostly everything you say, and I think you're a great voice for our generation. However, I don't agree with you on weed. Why is it that I'm retarded for enjoying a joint yet it's normalized for alcohol to be a staple in American lives? If anything, big alcohol is mostly Jewish, and by substituting weed for alcohol I'd be ingesting a plant opposed to an adulterated mass-produced product. and especially opposed to pharmaceuticals.
Okay, I've stated this multiple times. The only part of your comment that pisses me off why you got that reaction there is the alcohol part of it. I explicitly say all the fucking time that, like, the only argument that weed people ever bring up is like, oh, what about alcohol? It's like, shut the fuck up. We're not talking about alcohol. And I'm not trying to be a dick because you're a fan of the show. Sorry, I'm more mad because I was just dealing with Fidel and I'm fucking taking it out on you. Sorry about that. Let me have a sip of water and then I'll respond. Like that movie Anger Management with Adam Sandler. Goose Faba. No, okay. First of all, I appreciate that you love the show. You're a new listener. Glad to have you here. And again, I don't think you're retarded for enjoying a joint. Again, do I think it's sinful to be high or to get drunk? Yes. Do I think that alcohol is inherently good? Not necessarily. I don't think being intoxicated in any way is good. I'm not trying to make the argument that getting drunk is good, but getting high is bad. I think they're both bad. I think we were meant to experience all ranges of life and emotions, and using things to suppress those or overcome them is not how God intended. We need to put our actions and intentions in alignment with the will of Christ. And Christ intended us for us to feel pain, for us to feel sorrow, for us to feel happiness and laughter and all these ranges of emotions and not experience them through intoxication. Do I think alcohol is sinful to consume? No. In moderation, it's okay. Do I think it's sinful to get drunk? Yes. Do I think it's sinful to get high? Yes. But at the same time, I do kind of understand it. And then your last point with the pharmaceuticals. I hope my point I made earlier, I'll make it again. But it's like, I'm okay with a medical program. I just want it heavily regulated. I agree with you 1,000% that it would be better for old people and people with a lot of these chronic diseases and terrible illnesses to consume a joint or an edible or a topical instead of using a like pharmaceutical, like an oxy or something like that, because that's basically slow release heroin. So sorry I crashed out on you for a second. I'm more just annoyed with Fidel. My dog is crying now because my dog just heard another dog outside the fucking door. Delta, it's okay, baby. Just relax. I'll take you out in a minute. Every time she hears a dog outside my door, she goes crazy. Alright, we're going to check if we have any more comments. We had one more, and it says, Sup, James. Sup, how you doing? That's all the comments we have for the day. Real quick, before we sign off, I want to go over what's going to happen the rest of the week and through Thanksgiving with the show. There will be a short little, not really an episode, but a short little thing tomorrow, and then we won't do anything on Thursday. I want everybody to spend time with their families for Thanksgiving, and Friday we will have a episode as well. I'll be traveling over those days, so they'll be pre-recorded most likely, and I want everybody to spend as much time with their families. Obviously, don't prioritize the show over that. All comments that we receive on this episode, Wednesday's episode, and Friday's episode will be read on Monday. We'll have most likely an extra long show on Monday with a lot of comments to read at the end. Very excited for it. I want to really hope that everyone just has a really happy, beautiful Thanksgiving with their families. Don't go into Thanksgiving trying to red pill your family. Don't go into Thanksgiving talking politics. Thanksgiving's about being thankful for all the blessings we have in our life. Thanksgiving is about Jesus Christ. Thanksgiving is about a lot of things, but it's not about, Republicans and Democrats and all this. So leave the politics at the door this Thanksgiving. Let's all just be with our families. Let's be with Christ, and let's celebrate what we should be thankful for. And let's pray for the people who are going through Thanksgiving without a loved one this year. The men and women of service, the police officers, the first responders. Let's pray for all these people, and let's try and have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody, this year. I want to pray that everybody has safe travels. I want to pray that everybody has a good Thanksgiving. I want to pray that everybody is able to see their families, feel loved by their families, and join together with them and not disagree about things. So with that, I'm going to wish you guys a great evening, a blessed evening. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Make sure to subscribe as well. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Let me know what you think of the show in the comments. We'll read all the comments at the end of Monday's episode from today's, Wednesday's, and Friday's episode. Again, everyone have a safe holiday, safe travels if you are traveling. Be safe on the roads. A lot of drunk drivers. Please Please be safe everywhere you go, and watch out for the rampant crime problems that we're dealing with. But let's all be thankful this Thanksgiving season. Let's remember what this is really about, Christ and family. That's what Thanksgiving is about more than anything. So with that, I hope everybody has a great holiday. There will be a short episode tomorrow, but there will be none on Thursday. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.